All right, I almost forgot to do this. I put some olive oil on here. Now it's red because it's an achiote oil, so which means it was infused with annatto seeds. Then I put sofrito, as you can see here. It's a block because it was frozen. But, all right, I heated that up. Normally I put some pork in here, like pork meat, not a lot, just a little bit to give it extra flavor, but I don't have any. That's okay because we're gonna add this. However, I'm going to add the rest of my gandules. These are from my tree. Adding them right in here. So they're fresh. Right now, I'm going to stir it just so it gets that color. And I'm going to add water to this. And then I'm going to add my rice to it. So now it got quiet. Alright, so I'm going to add my rice. And the way that I measure how much rice I have in here and water, normally I just do 2 of these, which I think is about 4 cups each. So about 8 cups. And then you want 8 cups of water. And I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I added more rice. Now, this is not enough water for it to cook, so I'm going to add more water. And basically, kind of like rule of thumb for me is, like if I'm not measuring the number of cups, I put enough that it covers all of the water and probably like an inch deep, okay? So I still need to add a little bit more, and I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna add 2 packets of these just because I have about 8 cups of the rice. You want it to be flavored well. It just gives it better flavor. There we go. I am gonna add salt to this. I add kosher salt because that's just what we use here about 90% of the time. So kosher salt, and I'm actually going to add some sazon to this because this rice is a little bit too pale for me. I want it to be, you know, with more color. Now I'm gonna add the sazon with achiote. So here you can see it says annatto. That's the same thing that I use to make the olive oil red. I'm gonna put in 2 packets, and if I need more then I'll add 1 more. You don't have to use this because, you know, it does have red dye or whatever. You can use paprika, smoked or regular. It's not a big deal. You just want some color in this, so you can add the natural color, but I happen to have this, so that's why I'm using it. You stir it in there. It's good. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the oil. Not a lot, because I don't want this to be soggy in the end. About that much. Now the salt, because it's about 8 cups, I literally pour about a handful of kosher salt, which is almost like this whole spoon. So I would say it's probably about 4 tablespoons. And again, mix it so that the salt is throughout. You can, at this point, if you would like to add olives, green stuffed olives. The only reason I don't add them is because I don't have any right now. But again, it gives it more flavor. And if you are going to do that, be mindful that the stuffed olives are salty as well. So do not put as much regular kosher salt. You want to pull back on that to maybe like 2 tablespoons if you're doing like about 8 cups, but you're doing less, so it'll be less of everything. But yes, you want a color that is similar to that. Okay, so it's almost like a orangey, which here again the light is not there. It looks tannish brown, but it's really not. It's more like a orangey brownish almost. And you cover it and let it cook. Stir after about 20 minutes, covered. I just stirred it and then covered again on low. All right, there it is. Good job.